Dear students, you are going for the third test, which is called as situation reaction test. Now, this test is basically to identify your maturity, your intelligence, your attitude, your reactions to different situations, your wisdom, and many other qualities via the different situations, right? So, automatically in this test, there are 60 SRTs which are given to you. You're given a 30 minutes time to attempt all or as much as you can. So we have also done this, that we have given you 60 of them and given you 30 minutes for the same. Yes, to make sure that you don't have all of them in display, we have put one by one. You can click and the next one will come up. You can click spontaneously, you can click after a pause, but respond and write. This way, from your home itself, you'll be able to practice this SRT test. There you will have it in a sheet of paper and you'll have to write in another sheet of paper, writing fast. Don't miss the sequence, and in case you don't understand thing, please write the number of the same. Like you don't understand 5, so write 5, and then you write 6 and write the response. Don't mix the response, don't panic, do calmly, you'll do well. And what you got to do is you should write a proper solution. You can use clause methods of writing. Clause means a set of words to express one response. If you have 2-3 responses, you can write. Generally, a suggestion that you should write into 1 to 2 lines so that you are able to respond to maximum. But it is not that important that you have to respond to all. It is important that you respond rightly. So best luck for this test. Do well. God bless you. Best luck.
SRT 1. He was passing through a thick jungle on a bicycle. When it got punctured, he tried dragging it, but now it started getting dark. He SRT 2. His relatives, who had earlier refused to lend him money, had now approached him for some help. He SRT 3. During blackout exercise, he was on scout duty. But one rich man was adamant on keeping his lights on. He SRT 4. It was noon time and very hot. He had to reach home urgently, a good 6 miles away. Having waited long at the bus stop, he decided to SRT 5. The train was moving fast when he was jolted out of his sleep to find a man trying to pull out his purse from his back pocket. He SRT 6. They were traveling by train when one of the compartments caught fire. He saw people trying to jump off from doors as well as windows. He SRT 7. He went out for an outing with his friends, and on the way he had an argument with them. He SRT 8. During the course of the exam his pen went dry, and when he asked for ink from the candidate sitting next to him, he refused. He SRT 9. He was to appear in an exam, and all of a sudden curfew was imposed in that area. He SRT 10. Though he was not a good swimmer, he had been persuaded by his friends to go swimming in the river. While he stayed in shallow water, his friend went midstream and suddenly got caught in a whirlpool. He SRT 11. Their village club was to play in the final of the state football tournament. A little before match Capt strained his knees. He SRT 12. He had yet to complete his education when his father took premature retirement on health grounds. He SRT 13. He was wondering what to do as most of the officers were corrupt in India. He SRT 14. It was his very first visit to the snowbound areas. On his first day from a distance, he saw a man being buried under snow. He SRT 15. He and his friends were to put up a variety entertainment show for the visiting minister. His friend's father, who was already ailing, became serious. He SRT 16. His parents burst into tears while he is leaving for an SSB interview. He SRT 17. He was startled from deep sleep and found a thief trying to open his safe. He SRT 18. Some people tried to harass his old mother. He SRT 19. During hockey match finals, when they managed to score a goal, The opponents turned rash and started hitting the players of his team. He SRT 20. His NCC under-officer punished him for running 3 rounds of parade ground as he had made a mistake, but he had dire feet therefore. SRT 21. He was made camp commander in an advanced area. SRT 22. One of his class girls wrongly reported to the principal for using abusive language. He SRT 23. In group discussion some people were not agreeing with him. So he SRT 24. He was still a student when his father expired. His mother was illiterate and too poor to guide and help him. So he SRT 25. When he was in midstream his boat overturned he SRT 26. His best friend asked him for some money which he could not afford. He SRT 26. His best friend asked him for some money which he could not afford. He SRT 28. Going to sister's place in neighboring village, his cycle broke down and it started raining. He SRT 29. They were crossing the river in a boat when it developed leaking and water started flowing into the boat. He SRT 30. He was not getting along well with his new classmates and therefore he SRT 31. While traveling by train, some people started arguing with him. He SRT 32. A lonely spot he noticed an armed man following him. He SRT 33. He and his brother went hunting, got deer and birds, but lost their way and it had grown dark. He SRT 34. While trekking through knee-deep snow, His friend slipped and fell into a deep ditch. He SRT 35. He found that most of the players were feeling discouraged during a cricket match. He was their captain. SRT 36. While cycling to the village, he saw a small boy pushing another in a pool of water. He SRT 37. He had boarded a wrong train and detected when there were only 2 minutes left for the right train to start. He SRT 38. Once some colleagues stopped talking to him. He SRT 39. Through his joke was well meant, his friends became angry and so he SRT 40. His father required a lot of attention as he was ailing, but his exams were also drawing near. He SRT 41. He was posted on a ship as a telegraphist, and suddenly communication system failed. He SRT 42. He had landed up in a place where he was a total stranger. He SRT 43. After the higher secondary exam, father wanted him to take engineering, but he was keen on joining the army. He SRT 44. When he did not get first division in an exam of which he was so confident. He SRT 45. Traveling in a jeep with urgent messages when it broke down on the way. He SRT 46. It was late in the evening when he was returning home from a cinema show, when he saw three young men with sticks surrounding a student. He SRT 47. He had to leave urgently for a far-off place, and the only bus going in that direction was full and just about to leave. He SRT 48. He was rather young when his father was killed in war and mother kidnapped by an anti-group. He SRT 49. In free period he wanted to study but his friends were continuously disturbing him. He SRT 50. He was being blamed of deliberately damaging certain scientific equipment. He SRT 51. A strike flared up in his college and students set the college bus on fire. He SRT 52. Father died when he was a small boy and it was difficult for him to continue his studies. He SRT 53. His father needed special treatment in the capital city and they were already short of money. He SRT 54. Gone for hunting with friends. They were in a forest when one of them could not be traced. He SRT 55. When he passed his B.Sc, his mother wanted him to take up a job, whereas he was keen for further studies. He SRT 56. Harvesting was on when his father suddenly got seriously ill His mother was in hospital for an operation. He SRT 57. It was 2 o'clock in the early morning when he was startled to see a cobra near his brother's head. He SRT 58. He and his friends were standing in the compartment doorway when the train suddenly moved and his friend fell down. He SRT 59. He was out on a picnic with his friends. His friends stole mangoes and gardener came out with a stick. He will. SRT 60. He was traveling in a car which unexpectedly broke down on the way. It was getting dark and no help was in sight. He will.
Dear students, you have given the SRT test and you must have checked now that you have attempted n number. You must have realized that your speed of reaction was slow, or you were writing incomplete, or you could not write very clearly. Now, this is something when you go back and revise, you will automatically improve your response. Anything which has been given in SRTs are from day-to-day circumstances, which you can rightly understand if you have the right attitude. If you have some attitudinal problem, you will also be able to decode them. So rereading your own SRTs will give you a wonderful opportunity to looking into your own personality. Please don't dump your personality on others, and don't expect others to tell you. Many times when you do all this, you land up in a bad whirlpool where people make a fun of you. So if you just read these reactions and you think, are they appropriate, you can search the net. We already have a lot of solutions given in our different groups and different areas where sensibility is the key, common sense is the key, the logical is the key, and the solution is the key. Solution means the situation which is given should be amicably resolved. And that's exactly what they're looking at. They're looking at a very broad perspective, healthy perspective of solving things, because when you become a leader and an armed forces officer, you are expected to do that. So if you read all of these SRTs properly, you'll come to know that you could have done better, or what you did was not appropriate, so you can correct, and keep doing all these different tests by your own self, and you'll do wonders. Still you have a problem, you can go back to our sessions and understand what SRT is all about. Next, if you still have another problem, you can send us your assessment and we'll oblige you back. God bless you. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.